Hello everyone, I'm Andy from the Pixel Pub, and I'm here to talk about my top 10 Switch exclusive games. Okay, this being my top 10 Switch exclusive games, there's a lot of Nintendo developed games up here. Matter of fact, they're all developed by Nintendo. Nintendo's in a rare spot with their own little video game machine where they don't get a lot of exclusives from other companies, but they make a lot themselves and they're really, really good. Some of my favorites of all time. That's why I like collecting for the Switch. And I tried to go for games that only appeared on the Switch. There is one exception, but I like the game so much it had to be on the list. So let's get right down into it and start at number 10. Okay, number 10 is a fairly recent one. It is The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, which is a game I played earlier this year. It came out later on last year, but I only played it back in like January or February, and I had a damn good time with it. As soon as I saw the trailers for this game and what it does with the whole moving the echoes that you can collect, the different objects you can use to solve puzzles, I was completely bought in. I was like, that sounds amazing. I love the look of the Link's Awakening remake they did that they used for this. It's just a very, very fun time. I've heard tell that it runs better on the Switch 2, which is good for people who haven't played it on Switch 1, because it was kind of framey on Switch 1, which is not great. And for me, being a giant Zelda fan, getting multiple Zelda games on one console, they're all incredible. I will eat it up all day. I love Zelda, and this is a great game. Still has the blueprint of like a traditional Zelda game formula, but you play Zelda and you use she doesn't really fight. She uses echoes that she grabs around her objects or other enemies and stuff like that you use to solve puzzles and get out of combat encounters. You can also turn into Link for a little bit, and that's something that you upgrade over time, and you can upgrade how many echoes you can have in a specific area. It was just a great time. I just love this game. Number 10, Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Okay, number 9 is Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 was my first Pikmin. I remember when Pikmin came out on the GameCube, and it was kind of being described as a real-time strategy made by Nintendo, and I was kind of turned off by that. It's like, I don't know anything about that, and I don't think I'd be very good at it, but what it really is just a puzzle game where you have a bunch of minions that you're directing, to do certain things, and certain ones are good at certain things, and certain ones are, not as good at certain things. And it was a damn fun time, a charming time. I really like collecting all the little stuff that you could put in your little catalog or whatever it was. And there's a lot of like old school old school Nintendo stuff in there, like GBAs and Game Boys and stuff like that. I love that type of stuff. I'm a retro head at heart, and tell back there. Yeah, Pikmin 4 was a super fun time. Was it good enough for me to check out the older Pikmins? Not quite as of yet. If they pop up on a NSO on that new GameCube situation on Switch 2, I would check that out. But for right now, I'll keep my Pikmin fandom at Pikmin 4 because it is really good. Number 9. Okay, number 8 is Metroid Prime Remastered. Now this game is a remaster of a GameCube game. It doesn't really count as a Switch exclusive. Well, it doesn't appear on any other current consoles, and it doesn't appear on the PC. So I'm counting it just because I freaking love this game. I really did like Metroid Prime on the GameCube when it first came out, but I've said it before on this channel that it came out in a time in my life when I wasn't playing a lot of games, and the times I was sitting down to play Metroid, it'd be few and far between, and I would sit back down and I would just, I had no idea where to go, what to do, what I was doing, what powers I had the controls and anything like. So I probably played a little over maybe 3/4, halfway, somewhere in there. I played enough to know that I really enjoyed it, and I really liked the way it looked. I liked the atmosphere, all that stuff. So when they announced this remaster, I was like, day one, I had to get it, had to play it, and like 3 sittings later, I'd beaten it. Metroid Prime's incredible. I'm really excited for Metroid Prime 4 coming out here later this year. They haven't announced a date yet as I'm recording this, but hopefully soon. I believe that version is coming out on the Switch and the Switch 2. I'll be getting the Switch 2 version. I want that better frame rate, better resolution, all that fun stuff. And I'm super hyped for it because this was an amazing game. Number 8 on the Switch. Okay, number 7 is a game I played just about 95% co-op with Kathy on our old YouTube channel. It is Luigis Mansion 3. This was an incredible time. What a fun co-op multiplayer game. You got Luigi and you got Gooigi, Luigi can do certain things and Gooigi can do certain things. I believe if you do play the game single player, you still have to take control of Gooigi to do to solve certain puzzles because I honestly don't know how it would work otherwise. But like I said, I'd played most of it multiplayer, but it takes a couple hours to unlock Luigi, so you have to play as Luigi, and it has to be single player then. You can't just start out multiplayer from the beginning. You have to play a little bit before you unlock Luigi. And as soon as I unlocked Luigi, Kathy started playing, and we started streaming it. Had a damn fun time. Beat it in a handful of sittings. It was just a fun time. I love spooky games like this. I love spooky Halloween vibes, like fun, not, horror movie type stuff. I just like the fun, goofy, spooky, ghosts and stuff like that. That always fills me with joy. I really like it, and Luigi's Mansion has that in spades, especially this one. Such a fun time. If you're looking for a co-op game on the Switch, this has to be number one to bullet for me. It's an exceptional time. I can't wait for another Luigi's Mansion. So Luigi's Mansion 3, it's number 7. Okay, number 6, it's also another no-brainer that I knew I wanted to play as soon as I saw the trailers. A lot of these games, it's the exact same thing, except for Pikmin. I was kind of undersold on Pikmin until I heard people talking about it, how great it was. I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. But number 6 is Kirbys and the Forgotten Land. I'm about to call it Kirby's Forgotten Land, but that's not what it's called. It's Kirby and the Forgotten Land. This is Kirby's first 3D platformer. Kirby's always been kind of a big, experimental thing for Nintendo. Like, Kirby shows up to kill a console, and that's, you got Kirby's Dream Land, on Super Nintendo, Kirby 64, N64. Like, it always kind of ends up, Kirby's the death of a console, and it's going to do some strange things. And once we get into like the DS era and the Wii U era, like, you start getting more stuff like Kirby's Canvas Curse and Kirby's Rainbow Curse and like Kirby's Mass Attack. Like, he's always doing something weird. And I actually had the pleasure of picking up a bunch of the Kirby games on the 3DS that I missed out on when they were current. Picked them up for a good price, played them on the 3DS, had a damn good time right before this came out, and I was in the Kirby mood. And this was a great game. Fun little action platformer, 3D platformer. Still got all the Kirby abilities. You can turn into a freaking car. And so that's like in the first level, and you got this like fun little credit scene, and like there's some fun music plays. It's just a delightful game, very colorful, very fun. You can't go wrong for Kirby and the Forgotten Land. If you don't skip out on Kirby. If you look at Kirby and you're like, man, that's some kids' mess. Don't play it. It's an incredible time. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, number 6. Okay, number 5 was an early Switch game for me. We got our Switch kind of fairly, not late. We got it the year it came out, but it was several months later. And by that time, I'd already played Breath of the Wild. I played it on Wii U, so there wasn't a lot of Switch games I was playing at first until Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. Number 5 is Smash Bros. Ultimate. I remember when this came out. I ran home. I bought it after work. Came home, and I was like, we're gonna go hang out with our other Pix Pub players here, Shelby and Josh, and we're gonna play Smash Brothers at their house. And I was just like, I want to unlock every character I can. I want to feel the game. I want to be able to dominate. I want to have a lot of fun. And I just unlocked so many characters that are there in the handful of hours before we went to their house. And then we went to their house, and I had to unlock them again because they hadn't unlocked them, because after you play your match, it's hey, Wario's available. You have to beat him. And I told everyone, I was like, man, I don't know if I could beat him because I couldn't beat him at home. And then I would beat him, and everyone's like, you're being fake humble. I'm like, no, I suck. Like, it's just, I got lucky. But what a fun time. All the DLC characters, they just took Smash Brothers kind of to its end, its ultimate. Like, this is the one. Will they be able? What will happen when they make another one? I don't know. I said the same thing about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They kind of took it as far as they can, and then they made Mario Kart World slightly different. They might do the same thing with Smash Bros. I don't know. It's just that they really set the bar super high, especially with characters and stuff. Like, there's so many DLC characters from so many different franchises that aren't Nintendo, that owned by other companies. They knocked it out of the park with this. Still a super fun time to play. And it was the first Smash Bros. Game that I played that I was like pretty confident to not use a GameCube controller. Like, first Smash Bros. Game I played was Melee on the GameCube. And then when they started making other ones, I still was able to use my GameCube controller because the Wii had the GameCube ports. The Wii U had the little GameCube adapter thing that came out, and you could use it on the Switch as well. But by the time this came out, I was kind of getting like, yeah, I don't want to hook that thing up if I want to play Smash. Let me play with the Pro Controller, and it worked out just fine. I was fine. But yeah, number 5, Super Smash Brothers Ultimate. All right, number 4, we're getting to the hard to rank territory here. This is where, you know, stuff kind of gets hard to choose. But number 4 is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I said it when I talked about Echoes of Wisdom, but having multiple incredible Zelda games on one console, and me being a Zelda fan, it's just, I'm happier than a hog and shit. It's great. Great time. It's a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Uses kind of the same overworld, but they had some extra stuff. You got some sky islands, and you got a big underground area you can explore. It's got all different abilities that made it getting around easier, and you had the stuff that you could build, and it was just a super fun experimental time. It had a great ending, just the battle on top of the dragon, just amazing stuff. I never really got super into like the building stuff. I would like, most of my building stuff was like just the bare minimum to get it to work. I was like, I got a balloon and a rocket and a seat. All right, I need to get up. That be it. That's my thing. But it was still a fun time just building up on the bones of Breath of the Wild to make something that is the same, but actually very different as well. So yeah, this is number 4, Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, I just realized number 3 might break some rules too, but I'm gonna say it's slightly different. Is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I just realized as I was picking it up at the pile, I was like, this came out on the Wii U, and I played it on the Wii U. Which, whatever. I make the rules, I can break them too. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's number 3. It's so freaking good. It's the best Mario Kart game of all time, in my opinion. And just like Smash Brothers, added all that DLC. There's like 96 tracks, I think, in this game. That's insane. And it's just so much fun. It feels so good to play. Playing multiplayer with your friends, throwing out all the items, bananas, turtle shells, all that fun. I got one right here. Yeah. Add all the different characters that were DLC in the Wii U version, like Zelda and the Animal Crossing people and the Squid Kids from Splatoon. But I think the big difference between this one is it added a battle mode, which wasn't in the Wii U version. So that's why it's exclusive. That's why it's different enough, because of that little extra stuff and all the DLC. The DLC, I bought it all because I'm crazy, but it does make it a different game than the Wii U version, just for me. It's just like 96 tracks versus what, 36 or something on the original version of Wii U, Mario Kart 8. I don't know. Just a fun time. I love Mario Kart, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best one. Okay, number 2 is an incredible game, and I think it's on the tip of a lot of people's tongues because Donkey Kong Bonanza just came out. It is Super Mario Odyssey. It's the game that the Donkey Kong Bonanza team made before Donkey Kong Bonanza made Odyssey, and you can kind of see a lot of the DNA in Bonanza started here in Odyssey. But I think I like Odyssey kind of a lot better than Bonanza. I really like Bonanza, but this was top tier stuff. This was amazing. I just remember picking this up the day it came out. I had just started a new route for my job, and I had to go to a different Target than I usually go to pick games up, and I picked it up, and I was so excited, and I came home, and it just the movement and everything feels incredible. Mario and Cappy, use them to throw that stuff out, and extra jumps that you can get with the hat, and like the Kirby elements of the game where you can use the hat to turn into different enemies. It just really opened up a lot of cool platforming challenges. The ending sequence was incredible, just something I'd never seen in a Mario game before. When you do all that, you get to go back to the Princess Peach Castle. It's like the N64 version, like the little field around the castle, and oh man, what a fun time! Bowser and Peach getting married. The Jump Up Superstar, where you're in New Donk City, and it's like a kind of fake Donkey Kong level. So freaking cool. I can't sing the praises enough of Super Mario Odyssey, but it is number 2, so there is something better. And what is it? Okay, number 1 is The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, was there any doubt? It's kind of weird that the launch game for the Switch is still my favorite game on the Switch. It's just, this game did everything right for me. I love the Zelda formula. I love the, the stuff kind of established in Link to the Past, where you have like the 3 opening dungeons and then like the 5 harder dungeons, and maybe something changes in between. Maybe there's a dark world, maybe you get a little bit older, stuff like that. I was on board for all that stuff, but for them to take it and make it like a truly open world game where it is vast and open, but it's also dense with stuff to do, and it's kind of wild that they were able to take that and just make it work. And just there's something around every corner. There's like the amount of times it's like, okay, I'm gonna go, there's a quest thing I need to go and do over here on this other side of the map, and you get distracted by 12 different things before you even get there, and sometimes you just forget that what you were doing because you got so deep into something else. It's like, oh my god, there's a shooting star, what's over there? Oh man, there's this crazy giant beast over there, and his necklace is glowing, like what's going on there? Man, it's such a good time. Now, I do like it better than Tears of the Kingdom, simply because I think it's more of a pure thing to me. Like it's simple. It feels very more simplistic game design versus Tears of the Kingdom that added all of the building stuff and the different abilities. Like this is like, no, you got your sword and your shield, and you need to figure out how to get through this world. And it's more of a survival type thing, which I'm usually not big on. But this just A+ nailed it. I freaking love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. When I originally played it in 2017, if you'd asked me back then, or even now, like, do you think you'll have a favorite game of all time right now? Or you think those days have passed you by, they're all going to be retro stuff, and you know you have to be a certain age to have a favorite game of all time, like teenagers, stuff like that? I would have said no. I think my favorite games of all time are behind me. But nope. This proves it. Like, they could still make absolute bangers that appeal to me, and I love it. I love the Legend of Zelda franchise. Just a super baller time from top to bottom, I should say, but there's some stinkers in there. Of course there are. But that's number 1, Breath of the Wild. Okay, so that's been my top 10 Switch exclusive games, question mark. Yeah, that's the 10 games that I think are the best on Switch. Now, what are your top 10 Switch games? What are your top 5 Switch games? What are your top 2 Switch games? Top 1 Switch games? I don't care. Just let me know in the comments. Let me know whatever the number is. 10, 5, 2, 1. Just let me know. Yeah, I love talking about Switch stuff. Just let me know. Let's talk about some games in the comments. So, yes, that has been my top 10 Switch games. I have been Andy from the Pixel Pub. Please like and subscribe, all of that fun stuff. Peace out.